It's 40 from
Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're all foes can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. Look, we left Joe in the back room. There's Joe. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning. Again, breathing, so I can't bitch.
Apparently, we have a celebrity in our midst. So, Ken, the Packer fan, when were you going to tell us that you were the lead singer of the band Seether?
I apparently didn't know I was.
Oh, dude, he could be your twin brother, dude. I was playing this song that I like by Seether this morning when I was driving my kids to school, and then I was watching because it's on YouTube. I was watching the video, and I was like, "Holy shit, this dude looks like Ken, the Packer fan." So
okay, now I gotta look.
bring it up.
Didn't Seether have one or two good songs?
I see what you mean, but he's
yeah.
got way longer hair. I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it, right? So I'm not crazy. So anyway, yeah. See, I like Seether, man. I thought Seether was good, dude.
It's okay. My old lady's mother says Cam Scattaboo looks like me if I got hit in the face. Because of him having no cheekbones.
Yeah. Oh man,
It's a nice steering wheel you got there, Joe.
So, Joe, I've just attributed a quote to you, by the way, for Raider Nation. I said, Casey sucks. That's a direct quote from Joe.
I mean, sounds like something I would say.
I was going to say they've had the left, the right, and in between. Now it's just they need to start sucking the back. That's what I was waiting for, was that look from fucking Ken.
Well, there's always the taint too, right?
See, exactly.
Hey,
you see, Joe's with me on this, motherfucker.
Hey, Joe, Packer fans are just a different breed, okay? I mean, they're Packer fans for a reason.
Hey, I wouldn't say that when you got the tagline of "Bear Down."
That's football related.
Especially knowing what a bear is in the homosexual culture.
Thank you, Joe. Because I said this to Ken, and no, this doesn't exist.
Well, we've gone off the rails early this morning, and we didn't even need any help from Luca. Usually Luca did it. Luca, where are you, man? We've gone off the rails.
We didn't even have a single football comment yet.
I know, right? Usually Luca is in the comments making us go off the rails with these things. Oh no, we're self-inflicting that gunshot wound this morning.
Hey, although Ken, I guess technically you could argue we're bearing down.
Oh my God! All right, so we've got football.
Oh man,
I got another team yet to go. We have football tonight. What are you guys thinking about tonight?
I don't know who's playing.
I'm looking that up right now because I don't even remember offhand.
Yeah, I don't know
Steelers
who's
and
playing.
Bengals. It's the Grandpa Bowl, sponsored by Geritol.
Divisional game, yeah.
I mean, I wish the Bengals had Burrow.
Don't we all?
No, but I mean, especially
Just because they'd be a lot
for
more
this
fun to
game,
watch.
especially for this game, because it's like when you heard that Aaron Rodgers was going to the Steelers, part of the fun of it was, oh, we're going to get to see some good quarterback matchups, right? Like you're going to get Burrow versus Aaron Rodgers, and like,
Yeah, but Flacco versus Rodgers is geriatric against geriatric.
yeah, but doesn't have the same appeal, you know?
See, look at Brett. This is a good question. Is he going to be able to do that? And you know what? They did look good with Flacco last week against the Packers. That was with Flacco with landing on like Tuesday or something like that, getting like just a few days of practicing. I think they're better with Flacco than what they were doing for sure. But like we said, when Flacco was with the Browns, mentally, dude is still sharp. Just like I'm sure Rodgers, well, maybe not so much Rodgers. He does a little bit too much of ayahuasca and some other drugs. So he may not be as mentally sharp. But still, both those guys have this. But you know what, though? Even if Rodgers was a mushroom, get it? He still has that muscle memory when it comes to football. So you've got two aging quarterbacks who both have deep understandings of the game. And you know what? Both of them, their bodies betray them at times, where their brain says, I need to put this ball 40 yards downfield, but the arm is saying, yeah, I can only give you 38, right? So, I mean, from that aspect, they're very similar. Now Rodgers is always a better quarterback, but, I mean, this should be a good game tonight in that, with this matchup.
I don't know. Rodgers is doing pretty damn well over there in Pittsburgh and putting up some pretty good numbers, so I don't know how much his body is betraying him. I get he's still an old bastard, so anything can happen. But you got to think Rodgers on that Steelers team is going to walk through Cincinnati. Now, granted, it's not going to be some huge blowout or something, but I expect them to win.
I think it's so funny. Like, we're talking about Rodgers as an old bastard. He's literally like my age. What is he, like 42?
Yeah, you're an old bastard too.
Yeah, in NFL terms, he's ancient. Right?
Yeah, in NFL terms, yeah, he's an old bastard. But
I mean, he's my junior. My young Padawan, age-wise. But no, I mean, think about it though. This will be a good game. I've got the Steelers winning too, Ken. I do, but this isn't the blowout you would have expected it to be maybe a week and a half ago since he made the trade. They're a much better team now because they have a confident quarterback. As long as he gets the ball close to Jamar Chase, as we saw last week, Jamar Chase will make some amazing catches. So for fantasy owners, this is good news, right? That means you can start Jamar Chase this week. This means you can start your stud Cincinnati receivers because they will make some plays this week. The question for Cincinnati is, can that defense come up with a pick or two or a stop or two? And that's always been the question. And is Hendricks still out today? I need to check that real quick because if he is, I need to get him off my fantasy team and on the bench for the day. Remember, Hendrickson went out last week. That was a big impact for them. Let me see. Yeah, he's questionable. So I'm going to bench him anyways, and I'm going to start Micah Parsons instead. I know it's rough. I have Hendrickson or Micah Parsons on my team.
I know. How are you ever going to get by with that kind of lineup?
It's hard, but I will.
How could you not draft Max Crosby, dude?
Because he wasn't available.
Somebody beat you to the punch, huh?
No, it's a keeper league, so he had already been kept.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, here's a good predicament. Do I go with Jared Goff or CJ Stroud this week as my backup quarterback? He needs to start.
Goff.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Goff. Because I've got my good old Buffalo Bills on bye this week. So,
hey. I hope the Bills are doing something. I hope they're going into this bye we got to get our stuff together, man. 2 straight losses going into the bye, that's not a good feeling.
Ooh, here's a good question. I think McLaurin's still out this week. All right, do I go with Matthew Golden or Jordan Addison as my flex? Jordan Edison's got Philly, and Golden's got Arizona.
I go Golden with those matchups. And not just because I'm a Packers fan, but because Philly's got a damn good secondary.
Yeah, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I normally I would pick Addison, but Philly's defense is it's not. I don't know, man. Philly's defense is weird, dude. Like sometimes it's really good, and then sometimes they give up big plays, and like I don't know. But I think who did you say Golden is playing? Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would go Golden.
Yeah.
I mean, look at my IRs. My team. I've got Kittle on the IR. I've got Amari Hampton on the IR. I've got injuries all over the place. I'm like, oh, I got to change up my head coach too. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But yeah, I hope Buffalo is doing something in this bye, dude. Like to come out, because like we all have said that we wouldn't mind seeing Buffalo go to the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. You're never going to have a better opportunity than you do this year. Like the one thing that has been standing in your way is Patrick Mahomes, and it looks like you might not actually have to play Patrick. I'm not going to say you won't, but there's a chance Kansas City doesn't even make the playoffs, right? There's a chance.
Or they get eliminated before you have to play them.
Or they get eliminated in the wild card round, right? And so unless they win the division, the division, which you know, that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to see Kansas City in another Super Bowl, dude. I don't even think Man-Hour wants to see him in another Super Bowl.
I wouldn't go that far, Joe.
After what happened last year? Dude, like, see, it's nice watching your team win Super Bowls, but it sucks watching them lose Super Bowls. The one Super Bowl that the Raiders went to my entire adult life, period. Like, I mean, they won the Super Bowl when I was like 1, but I didn't get to like enjoy it. But in 2003, when they went to the Super Bowl, like, and they got blown out, let me tell you, I still feel the pain from that, dude. Like,
hey,
man.
You're talking to me, who as a little kid got to watch Elway helicopter into the end zone. That shit sucked.
I mean,
and he run all over us.
06 was particularly painful for me. And before I address that, I was thinking that Luka as well, that there's something dysfunctional in Philly. So Addison might have a game, but the matchup is still better against Arizona. So I went with Golden. I may change my mind before Sunday, but we'll see. 06, man, not only did we lose Indianapolis in that game, a game we should have won, by the way. Just Lovie Smith's terrible offense or inability to run an offense really showed. But then the very next day I was PCSing, and I was PCSing to Meridian, Mississippi. Well, to get to Meridian, Mississippi from Chicago, guess what I had to drive through?
Kansas City.
Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis.
Who just beat us the night before in the Super Bowl. So, and I have nothing, but all my stuff, the Packers for the Army had packed everything. All I had was Bears gear. Bears gear, that's all I had. So I'm driving through Indy like this, like no one can see me, you know. and luckily I left early enough in the morning from Chicago that when I was driving through Indy, I didn't really see any traffic. But yeah, that one stung, man. That one stung.
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, Fred's about the same age as me.
You saw a couple other teams win. You saw the Ravens win.
Steelers
win. Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles have won 2. Like you saw. Let me see. The Giants. Maybe you saw the Giants win a couple.
Yeah, the Giants won a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Raiders, the last time they won, God, what was that? 80.
It was in 84, but it was the 83 Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah, and then I got to hold the trophy when I was in LA.
I think I finally figured out why Bears fans and Raiders fans love each other so much. They're still stuck in the 80s together.
No, Ken, that's not even remotely close. It's the mentality of Raiders fans and Bears fans were a lot the same back in the 80s and 90s. We're just kind of like the same. There was a symbiosis there, put it that way.
It's because the Raiders and the Bears are blue collar football teams.
Yeah.
Like they're made for the blue collar guy, whereas like you got Niner fans who like they're all like the Silicon Valley like tech workers and stuff. Like
Packer fans are made for gay guys on the farm.
All right, there, Mr. Bear.
sheep farmers.
Yeah, sheep farmers. No, they don't have
but-
sheep up there. They're dairy. They're the dairy farmers, hence cheese heads.
Yeah,
but
so-
no, I mean, there was a symbiotic kind of thing with Bears fans and Raiders fans for a long time, kind of like there are with Cubs fans and Red Sox fans. So
I've always respected the Bears, like their defensive philosophy. Like they always drafted good linebackers. They always growing up, I always admired like Brian Urlacher. He was like one of my favorite football players. Like
Lyle Alzado could have been a Bear just as easily. And like you think of Alzado, he's like, yeah, that's a Butkus kind of guy. He could have been here. And Max Crosby could be a Bear. He could have been a Bear, and yeah, he would have fit. Urlacher could have been a Raider. He would have fit. Keena Tillman could have been a Raider. He would have fit.
I was gonna say I get it because fucking I've seen a lot of Packers and Buffalo fans compare the fan bases to each other and all that, so I understand it. I just wanted to give you guys get a chance to bust both your guys' balls at the same time.
You know what, Fred? Fred? The sad thing is they don't know which one it is that produces the milk, so they keep milking bulls, and I don't know why. They like that bull cheese, that's why California has surpassed them as a dairy producer.
The bull cheese is chunkier.
Do you know that from experience, Joe?
No, you told me.
Yeah, I don't know. You're the last one I saw chewing on it.
Oh, dude, bull cheese. Yeah.
I mean, so tonight's a divisional game, though. So I mean, look, tonight will be good, though. Just for the fact it's a divisional game, it should be good, at least early on. Could one team walk away with it later? Yeah, that sometimes happens in the fourth quarter, right? A team gasses out or whatever. It should be a good competitive game for at least the first couple quarters. But I think, the Bungles with Burrow is definitely better than they were with the high school quarterback.
Yeah, their running game is what concerns me. Like, you got to be able to run the ball against the Steelers, man, because the Steelers are going to run the ball against you. Like, it's, I don't know.
Well, the Steelers, here's the weird thing with the Steelers. Like, everyone knows what Cincy is, right? They're a pass team that has to have good quarterback play because the O-line sucks and the defense. Well, if Hendrickson's playing, if Trey is playing, they will get a couple stops because he will get a couple sacks and create some bad throws, right? But if he's out, then it's got to be an air show. And so you know what to expect with them. The Steelers, their identity right now is so not what are they? Mm-hmm. Like, even Steeler fans don't know what the identity of this team is. They know that they're winning, and they like that. But minus that, if you ask them, well, what's your identity? Is it defense? Is it your air attack? Is it your running game? Like, we don't know.
Their identity is they're a well-balanced team. It's not that, we have to win by doing X, Y, or Z. It's we can win doing either X, Y, or Z.
But they can't even sit there and say, well, our identity in that case is we're just a well-disciplined team that hits all three aspects. So they can't even say that because one week the offense is trash and the defense carries them. The other next week the defense is trash and the offense carries them. The next week they're both trash, but the special teams come up big. So yeah, from that aspect, you're right, Ken. They are well balanced. Like, if one falters, the other steps up, but they have no, you can't. They're not well balanced in that sense. They're well balanced. That one side sucks, the other side maybe picks it up, but they're not well balanced. Like where they all now, if all three were hitting at the same time, this could be a dangerous team. But they haven't gotten that this year, right?
Not yet.
That exactly, Joe.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. You gotta assume that by the end of the year, they're going to be hitting on all cylinders.
You know what happens when you assume, Ken? Don't you?
I make an ass out of you. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. We know that Cincinnati's it's going to be an air show, right? The Steelers have a good secondary, man. Like Joey Porter is a good corner. Jalen
Yep.
Ramsey is back there, like at playing safety. Like that's my worry is that the Bengals don't have a running game to balance that out. So, like you give Jalen Ramsey or Porter enough opportunities, they're going to
They're
come
gonna-
down with one, man.
Yep. Well, that's like with the Bears. Like if you give Byard enough opportunities to ball hawk you, he's going to ball hawk you, right? I mean, you give these kinds of players this kind of opportunities, and you know what's great about these guys? These are all guys in their 30s who should be done, but they're still just as dangerous today as they were 4 or 5 years ago. That's a nice difference about the league. So, like all the negative we talk about the injuries because it's 24/7, 365. We are starting to see though on the flip side, some of these guys like Byard, like Joey Porter's young still, but you're seeing these older guys still being highly productive in their 30s. And you're right. If you give these guys enough opportunity to ball hawk you, they're going to ball hawk you.
Byard is a safety, right?
Yeah, he's a safety.
Yeah, see, like not every corner can do it, but one thing I've noticed is it's the Charles Woodson thing where like if they start to physically fall off a bit and then they move them to safety, but they still succeed because they have the mind for the game and they don't have to have that physical prowess that they had in their prime, right? They can be one step slower, but they have the mental aspect down so well that they still succeed. Like that was what Woodson did. Look at like Jalen Ramsey is having a pretty decent season, right? Playing safety, and he's never played safety, but he's a smart enough guy, and that even though he's physically declining, like he's still, his mind is able to put him in the place where he needs to be. And I'm sure being a safety, like getting to see everything develop helps too. Like you get to read, you get that extra little bit of time to read and you really get to see the whole offense, Whereas if you're a corner lined up on one side, it's like, you see what, okay, they're in trips, but when you're a safety, you're like, okay, they're in trips left, and you get to see everything develop a little more.
I think that what we're also seeing though is like because of guys like Byard and Ramsey, we didn't see Woodson was like the freak anomaly, right, when he did it, but now it's becoming more the thing because these guys are physically able to do this longer now than they were, let's say, in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Maybe that's one of the positive aspects of football because we, of keeping the body in shape. The downside is the injury side, right? But there is some upside for a couple of these guys because they're prolonged. Look at, like, I think the Bears re-signed Byard. Like, obviously, the Bears, the entire safety room is not under contract for next year. And like with Brisker, I understood. Bears fans understood coming off the injury. We wanted to wait and see. Well, Brisker looks like he's back. He doesn't hit as hard, but he's back. He's making plays, and he's getting better every week again. That entire safety room in Chicago probably gets re-signed. But Byard, with him, was like, well, he's 31. I don't know. Are we going to sign him again? He's 31. Well, we look at his play this year. It's like, yeah, we're most definitely wanting to sign him again. And here's a guy who's going to be 32. A couple years ago, it'd been like, nope, time to find a young kid. And really, the only position this is still holding true where this age barrier is really there seems to be at the running back position overall, because the running back position is like 3 years if you're lucky in the league. Your guys like Adrian Peterson were like, they were unicorns. We haven't gotten to that point where we're getting running backs now who are going. We've had guys like Matt Forte who went long, but these guys are going 8-9 years in the league. If we can at least get the running backs to that situation, now we're getting a lot smarter football players on the field, right, Joe? Because they're seeing more situations. Like DeAndre Swift is at that point in his career now. He knows situations like the quarterback does, or should, or even better, because he's seen so much that when he sees a formation, he should be able to say, okay, I know my hole is supposed to be to the left, but it's actually going to be to the right, and hitting those holes. And that's a positive. We're just not seeing that across the board. It's almost an unfair advantage for the defense. Linebackers have always been able to go long, right? Linebackers have always had long careers, it seems. But running backs used to, then they didn't. We need to get them extended out more. But you're right with the safeties, because these guys are high level, old age, and actually same with offensive linemen, if you think about it.
Yeah, I was going to say offensive lineman's the one that surprises me. Because we saw a lot of guys, would get to around that 10-year mark, but that would be like the absolute capper there, because you'd hear all the time, oh, well, the offensive line is both lines are the only teams that are constantly getting hit every single play, and that's chipping away at their careers. Now you're not seeing it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, before this is an easy one because it's a kicker. It's always going to be a kicker. These kickers are playing 19, 20 years.
I was going to say it's like Grammatica or somebody.
Yeah, you could have thought Janikowski, he had 19. The actual answer is Morton Anderson played for 25 years from 82 to 2007.
But if we were talking about a real position, it would have to be Jerry Rice, wouldn't it? He had like 21 seasons.
I think Brady eclipses him because
yeah.
It was Testaverde, and then Brady beat Testaverde.
Well, okay, here's the 10 longest in history. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Brett Favre, number 10, 16 seasons. John Carney, 23 seasons, played from 88 to 2010. He was a kicker. Jerry Rice is number 8, 19 seasons. Phil Dawson, another kicker, 19 seasons. Another kicker, Jason Hansen, 21 seasons. Number 5, George Blanda, kicker/quarterback, 26 seasons. And you're talking, he's way back in the day for the Bears.
Oh, Blanda, I forgot about Blanda.
He played. Jeff Fiegels played from 88 to 2009 as a punter. Gary Anderson, 22 years as a kicker. Vinatieri, actually, when was this thing? 23 years. When was this? He's out of the league now, isn't he? Oh, this was in 2020. Yep. This list. So, yeah, he's out of the league. So he had more than 23 years because he got out. No, he just retired. So, yeah. Morton Anderson, though, with 382 games, 25 seasons. But you notice it's mostly kickers. I mean, you've got some rare birds, basically quarterback, which makes sense that the quarterbacks are the ones who – but you notice you're not seeing any receivers. You're not seeing – you know who needs to be on that list is the old man, the tight end. He had 19 years, didn't he?
Yeah.
We need to find a better list.
Tom Brady played for 23 seasons.
And you saw one receiver on there. Let's give him his props, Mr. Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
That man was 40 years old, still having 1,000 yards, dude. Like, Jerry Rice was 40 years old, still torching corners, dude.
Yeah, Jerry Rice is number 9. Okay, Vinatieri, stopped at 19. Anderson, Fiegels, Blanda, Brady. Yeah, Brady's number 6. He's number 6 on the list. Most games for his position. Jerry Rice is most games for a receiver. Offensive lineman, Bruce Matthews. He played from 83 to 2001. For a corner, it was at number 16 is Darrell Green from 83 to 02. Here we go. Mercedes Lewis from 06 to 24. He's the most at his position. Guess who the leader is at linebacker? Wow. Clay Matthews from 78 to 96.
What?
I'm assuming it's Clay Matthews' father.
He played for the Browns, yeah.
I was like...
Yeah. No, it's not Clay the third.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Offensive tackle, it's Lomas Brown. Played from 85 to 02. At guard, Ray Brown. Played from 86 to 05. At safety, Woodson leads the pack, playing from 98 to 15. So what, 17 years? At center, there's a tie from Jeff Van Note from 69 to 86 and Blair Bush from 78 to 94. At running back, who do you guys think the longest tenured in the league running back in the league ever was?
Probably AP.
Nope.
Emmitt Smith.
Nope. Anyone in the comments? Let me know because I'm not looking at the comments. So you guys have to tell me what they think.
Nothing yet popping up yet.
I'll give it a minute.
Really? Not Emmitt Smith? He had like 16 seasons.
Nope. Frank Gore.
Yep. I
From
totally
05
spaced
to
on that
20.
one.
15 years. At fullback, there's Lorenzo Neal from
Mhm.
93 to 2008.
Low.
NT, what's NT? Nose tackle. Ted Washington from 91 to 2007. And, oh, geez, you're a kicker punt returner, Brian Mitchell from 90 to 03. And defensive tackles, John Randall from 90 to 03. And Jeff Zalinga from 93 to 09. And I think that's the list. Yeah, that's the list. So, I mean,
John Randall.
Yeah.
John Randall was a great football player, man.
But you know it's a drop off by position, right? I mean, guys though, yeah, there you go.
Come on, we can give him some love, man. Even though he was a Viking, John Randall was a great football player, dude.
He was. I mean,
yeah, and that's the problem is that he was a great football player.
Like most of your whole, like, look at Urlacher was he played 12 years, right? A lot of your big Hall of Famers are between 8 to 13 years is the norm, right? And that's pretty good. But you get, it's amazing how short some of these careers are when you think about it. But think about your fandom. And Ken, now you're getting, I don't want to say you're getting older, but you're getting older. You're starting to get to that point like where I'm at and maybe Joe's at where we've seen so many guys come and go on our football teams. It's almost hard to keep up with it. Like,
absolutely. It used to be, I knew everybody down the roster to where we're talking even during training camp where the guys that are getting cut and shit knew all of them by name, could point them all out. Now it's, well, if you're a bottom of the roster guy.
But it gets to the point like we're even remembering like players that played for your team. Like,
yeah. My buddies and I were talking about that the other day where we were bringing up some of the like older players that were damn good, but not like Hall of Fame type of good. And I wouldn't believe, you wouldn't believe all the freaking people that get named that you just completely forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
Like Magikowski. You still see Magikowski jerseys in Green Bay, the Magic Man.
Granted, they're usually around your age, the people wearing them, but
Tom Zach and guys like that, and see, so you're getting to that point. It's like the Chris George for the Bears. There's another throwback. It's like it's so hard to think like Urlacher was that long ago. 2012 is when he stopped playing. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, yet it's been well over a decade.
Man,
Ray Lewis left the league over a decade ago.
Yeah,
I mean, think about that.
That's the one that gets me is Ray Lewis. That sumbitch felt like he was just always there. I mean, Urlacher felt like that too, but for different reasons.
But those two guys, like, look at those two guys with their counterparts who both need to be in the Hall of Fame. I think Lance Briggs and Suggs both need to get in the Hall. Because they complemented their counterparts and made them Hall of Famers. But those two duos changed that position for a decade plus. Like Briggs Urlacher.
Yeah.
Lewis
That
Suggs.
was a formidable linebacker duo, dude.
You didn't mess with those duos. You did not mess with them because, like, if Urlacher didn't get you, guess what? Briggs did. If Lewis didn't get you, T-Sizzle was on your ass.
Yeah, I can't believe T-Sizzle hasn't even been like recommended for the Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah, that one's a bit shocking.
Him and Briggs, neither of them have, and they both deserve it. Will they both get in? I think they'll both get in on the player vote after they get past their initial eligibility, but they both deserve it because they were the keys that unlocked Lewis and Urlacher. They really were. And Lewis and Urlacher played almost their entire careers with those guys. Right? I mean, it's like Edwards and Edmonds in Chicago right now. You see the difference when it's Edwards and Edmonds versus Sewell and Edwards. There was a big difference Monday night.
I get what you're saying there, Ken, but I got a feeling it's the inverse, that Urlacher and Ray Lewis made Terrell Suggs and Briggs better and brought them up. Because you could still see that there was
Jordan and Pippen.
A gap between them.
And that's like Jordan and Pippen then. But you got to have it's a two-player thing to make it work. You got to have the two, and that's what I'm saying. Like Edmonds and Edwards is a massive difference versus Sewell and
Hold on. Luca is saying good players, but not Hall of Fame worthy. Can we pull up their numbers? I just look. Can we pull up T Sizzle and Lance Briggs's career numbers? Because I want to see if they're Hall of Fame worthy. Let's go by the Hey, Motown Mitch, we're in your segment, bro. Like, let's bust out the numbers, shall we?
All right, Lance Briggs' career stats: 944 solo tackles, 237 assists, 15 sacks, 2 interceptions. He has 256 interception return yards, 7 Pro Bowl selections. That's just a quick on him. And then the other one is
almost 1,000 tackles, 2 interceptions, 15 sacks, 2 interceptions, 7 Pro Bowls. That sounds kind of Hall of Fame worthy to me.
No, he's got more than 2 interceptions. He's got 256 interception return yards.
But how many interceptions does he have?
It didn't give me the number of interceptions. I just took the quick stats here without digging too deep. Let me go into his deeper ones, and while that page is popping up, I can look at T Sizzle, which is Suggs.
I mean, let's get Ken, the Packer fan. You're a Packer fan, so let's get your opinion. Do those sound like Hall of Fame numbers to you?
I would have to hear what the interception numbers are.
Okay, here we go.
It's in the conversation.
Here is career stats. Games played 173, 1,177 total tackles, 940 solo, 237 assists, 15 sacks, 19 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recoveries, 16 interceptions for 256 yards, 5 touchdowns, the long being a 74-yarder.
What are we even talking about here?
That sounds like Hall of Fame numbers.
What are we even talking about here, bro? Like
Terrell Suggs, 243 games played, so a little bit longer career, 887 total tackles. So wait a minute, compared to Briggs, Briggs had a lot more tackles than Suggs did. 623 solo tackles, 264 assists, 139 sacks. Oh yeah, I didn't go with Briggs for sacks. Only 15 sacks. So Terrell Suggs had a lot more sacks. 39 forced fumbles, 14 fumble recoveries for 43 yards, 7 interceptions for 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, the long being a 44. I mean, they're both Hall of Fame numbers.
His sacks alone get him in the Hall of Fame.
Both Hall of Fame numbers.
Sacks alone gets him in the Hall of Fame. Over 100 sacks in his career as a linebacker. Yeah. That's Hall of Fame candidate, no matter what you say, dude.
Yeah, his 139 sacks. And Briggs' bigger numbers, of course, was 16 interceptions and 19 forced fumbles with 7 recovered.
Well, I think you're also seeing the difference between a 3-4 outside linebacker versus a 4-3 outside linebacker, with the difference between sacks and total tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow. I mean, they'll both get. I think, like I said, I think they'll both get in. They won't get in from the writers. They'll get in from the players.
Which is crazy.
The writers won't let them in because the writer. And here's the thing. And you look at who they played with, right? I mean, you know, it's kind of like Pippen and Jordan. You know, you got to have the counterpart to go with you. It's a 1-2 punch. By themselves, would Urlacher and Lewis gotten in? Maybe. But because of the Suggs and Briggs, they did, because those guys were good enough that they created so much problems themselves that you were kind of jacked any way you went with it.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, but Urlacher and Ray Lewis were just so special at that position. It's hard for me not to believe that they would have been extremely dominant on any team they were on, no matter if they had a partner in crime or not.
Yeah, but that still doesn't take away. It still doesn't take away. Like, you know, even if you're Lance Briggs or you're Terrell Suggs and you're getting the benefit of having that guy next to you, so they're putting more action your way, you still have to make the plays. 19 forced fumbles, and let's not forget, Terrell Suggs was drafted because he was a pass rusher. Like, he broke the NCAA record for sacks at Arizona State He was drafted as a pass rusher and played linebacker, and to have 139 sacks, that's ridiculous, dude.
Well, and here's okay. So Lance
That's
Briggs
over
did
10
his
sacks.
entire-
That's over 10 sacks a season.
Lance
Like-
Briggs was a third-round draft pick. Played his entire career in Chicago. 2-time first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro one time, 7-time Pro Bowler, 100 greatest Bears of all time. So those are some of his extras. Now Suggs, obviously, 2-time Super Bowl champ, NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 11, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 03, first-time All-Pro once, second-team once, 7-time Pro Bowler. So that's where him and Briggs are kind of the same. He was a forced fumbles leader in 11, the Butkus Award in 11. He was on the All-Rookie team in 03, Baltimore Ravens Ring of Honor. He won the Ted Hendricks Award. Okay, those are college awards there. So like I said, he's got some, and he played now. He was a first rounder, 10th overall pick, played the bulk with the Ravens, and then his last, end there, last year he played with the Cardinals and the Chiefs for 19. Okay, so, but neither of these guys have gotten the nod yet or even the consideration. So he ended at 19. Briggs left the league in 14. He hasn't been nominated. He's always on the list, but never gets to the final 10 or whatever. Both these guys deserve it. They both deserve it. They're both deserving candidates of the Hall of Fame. Now, look, though, here's the problem. Here's why I don't get in with the voters. Because both these guys got like a guy like Peanut Tillman ahead of them. Peanut Tillman, the man who literally revolutionized the defensive backfields with the peanut punch, which people still use and still call it that today, he doesn't even get in, right? I mean, he's the guy who started the whole thing with ripping the ball and the peanut punch and all that. He's the guy who made that a thing. So you got guys like him every year. You got guys like Eli Manning, and you've got these other guys who haven't gotten in at their positions.
I'm assuming that Eli Manning is going to get in this year. I think they just kind of wanted to make a point last year that he wasn't a first ballot guy, but he does have 2 rings, and hey, he's the man that stopped Tom Brady for having an undefeated season, so that's going to play into people's minds.
So here are the guys who are eligible first time this year. And here's the problem, like only 5 go in. This year you got Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, Frank Gore, LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch, Larry Fitzgerald, Reggie Wayne, Jason Witten, Greg Olson, some linemen like David DeCastro, Marquise Pouncey, Geno Atkins on the defense, Thomas Davis on the defense, Jarrell Casey on the defense, right? I mean, these are all, this is their competition. So if you look at these are just some of the big names. So Breeze, Rivers, probably both. Well, Breeze probably gets in. Rivers, this is first year eligible, ranked 7th in passing yards. Maybe him. Alex Smith, this is first year eligible. I don't know if he gets in. Frank Gore, this is first year eligible. He probably is a first time ballot. Shady McCoy, maybe not. Marshawn Lynch, no, he didn't get in last year. Fitzgerald. Larry Fitz.
We're going to say that's got to be a shoo-in.
That's a first ballot.
Yeah. Jason Witten is a first-year eligible.
First ballot.
He should be a first ballot. Reggie Wayne didn't get in last year. Greg Olson, first-year eligible. This is the problem you get for guys like Suggs and Briggs and even guys like Peanut Tillman, right? I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, they're not going to get in with the AP voters. They're going to have to get in via the player route.
And Fred,
yeah, exactly, Fred.
I just happen to have a stat perfectly for that. Ryan Tannehill, who we all mostly agree absolutely sucks,
has better numbers.
Yeah, has better career numbers than Troy Aikman. Just saying.
So, I mean, Clay Matthews, Dorn brings up Clay Matthews as in the Packer one. He's not going to get in. Why? Because there's much bigger names.
Yeah. Hey, I absolutely love Clay. He's a Packers Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's a Packers Hall of Famer for sure, but even I'm not sure if he gets into the Hall of Fame.
Well, let's bring up him real quick, too, because he's another guy you might be able to make an argument for.
You can make the argument. I just don't know how strong it is personally. And like I said, absolutely love Clay.
All right, Clay Matthews, his last year, 19, so now he's eligible. He only played 10 years, 156 game played, 520 tackles, 384 are solo, 92.5 sacks, 17 forced fumbles, 5 recoveries, 6 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. So yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of a weaker argument than the other guys we were talking about.
Yeah, he had too
So,
many
yeah.
injury-plagued seasons to put up
Yeah.
good enough numbers. I'm
Yep.
honestly wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get in.
I got one for you, dude. Like, Sean Taylor is in the Hall of Fame, right? And how many years did Sean Taylor play?
A handful.
A handful.
3, 4.
Yeah.
But that's
But
a
he's a-
situation, though.
I mean, but let's take, like, I know part of it is because he died tragically and at the peak of his career, right? But Nick Collins was absolutely, like, he was on that same trajectory as Sean Taylor. And
Thank
I
you,
feel
Joe.
like
I scream this shit from the rooftops all the time. If Nick Collins doesn't break his neck, he's a Hall of Fame safety all day, every day.
yeah, I
So
think
Sean Taylor's
he
not
should
in the
be
Hall of Fame.
considered. Sean Taylor is in the Hall of Fame. Sean Taylor 100% is in the Hall of Fame.
Not according to his Wikipedia page.
Look at the NFL Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, he got in.
He's not enshrined, but they may have something for him in there because of his death. But he's not a Hall of Fame. He's not.
I could have sworn he is.
Nope. Oh, here you go. I mean, see. Okay, he was posthumously earned a Pro Bowl selection the year he died, and he was inducted in in Washington's Ring of Fame in 2008. But he is not. They may have something on him in the Hall of Fame, but he was not inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
I was gonna say I just looked it
I
up.
could have
too.
sworn he was a Hall of Famer, dude. Like,
Nope.
Yeah, he's probably in there for like a game performance or something like that.
but either way, it's like Sterling Sharp just got in, right? And Sterling Sharp, like, he didn't have a long career and he broke his neck, and they just put Sterling Sharp in there. Like, why not Nick Collins? Like, Nick Collins
There are a
was
couple-
he was undoubtedly the best at his position at that time, dude. Like,
So there are guys like that who won't get in for the sports writers. They will have to get in like McMichael got in, right? Like Steve McMichael gets in. He should have been in a long time ago. Luckily, he got in before he passed away. I think that kind of pushed him a little bit to get him in, but he should have been in a long time ago. But the writers had moved on, right, at that time period. So like you got a window with the writers, and a lot of these guys. So these guys are, and Lucas says it. That Lucas kind of say, yeah, they have the clout of the popularity. That's why they don't get in with the writers. They have to get in with the players committee, right? McMichael is one of those. Briggs is going to be one of those. T. Sizzle is going to be one of those. Clay Matthews, if he has a shot, that's where it's at.
I got
Even
one for
Coleman
you.
will probably be like that.
I got one for you. So Eli Manning is going to get in. We all agree he's going to get in based off those 2 playoff runs, right?
2
Mhm.
maybe.
2 playoff runs, right?
Maybe. You look at the list for this year, maybe he's not part of the 5.
Maybe not part of the 5 this year, but he's going to get in. Like,
Yeah.
he's a Manning. He's going to get in. But how about Jim Plunkett? Jim Plunkett had 2 playoff runs that won Super Bowls, right? He's got 2 rings. He's got more rings than some other Hall of Famers. Like Drew Brees has 1 ring, and yet,
But Breeze.
I know the rings aren't everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say Breeze has a
I
bunch of.
understand. I
Breeze
understand.
was one of 5 quarterbacks in that 50,000 yards, 500 touchdowns.
Yes, I am aware of Drew Brees' career accomplishments, and I am not comparing them as players. I'm simply saying
Rings aren't
this
the end
argument
all.
that if we're going to make this argument that Eli deserves to get in because of his 2 playoff runs, I feel
Right.
like Jim Plunkett should be in too.
And you know what? Eli might
His
not
career
get
numbers don't support that. Like Plunkett's career, and here's the thing: is Plunkett started off like he almost washed out of the NFL, and then all of a sudden he goes to the Raiders and he has a career resurgence and he wins 2 Super Bowls. Like,
Well, look, if you look at these classes coming up, Eli needs a weaker class to get in, and he might not get in for 5-6 years as long as these strong classes of candidates are out there. because, like you said, like we've been saying, like Plunkett, yeah, he's got some rings, but his career numbers don't necessarily support it. He might have to wait 5-10 years to get it.
Yeah, but with the writers, you got to. I'm assuming that they're going to look at him as, oh, he's the legend killer type of thing since he beat Tom Brady in those Super Bowls, and that's going to be what sticks in the forefront of their mind, and they're going to overlook the numbers.
But even that, like the 2-1, the both games, lucky catches, like out of this world unicorn catches to win those games. It wasn't even like he threw a good ball. I mean, look at Eli. Does he get in? Probably yes, because he has the popularity. He's still a relevant name. You see him on TV all the time. Blah 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 blah. He probably gets in, But we got guys like Lance Briggs. We got guys like T Sizzle, and there are other guys like that have great numbers that aren't getting in for whatever reason. Maybe because they didn't have the clout, they didn't have the name rec. I don't know, but there are some guys like Greg Olson. He's first time eligible. Does he get in? Had a great career between the Bears and the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does he get in? He should. Maybe.
But does he get in over somebody like Reggie Wayne? Like Reggie Wayne, in my opinion, deserves to get in.
Yeah. So, you still got some guys hanging out there who haven't gotten in, who these guys aren't as good as. So Eli might get put. Eli is going to have to wait for a weaker class of first-time eligibles is what he's going to have to wait for. Last year was a pretty good shot for him, but he didn't get in. Russell Wilson's probably played himself out of the Hall of Fame. He's going to be another guy. Russell Wilson, when he becomes eligible, I don't know if he's like Matty Ice. I don't think he's a first-time. I don't think he's a first-time ballot.
I don't think Matty Ice gets in at all.
I don't even know if he gets in. Russell Wilson, kind of the same thing a little bit. Like, really?
Should I think Russell Wilson's higher on the list than Matty Ice? But yeah, neither.
I think Matty Ice's career numbers might get him in. He's got to have at least 50 or 60,000 passing yards, dude. Like he's up there.
Let's find out.
He won an MVP. He didn't win a Super Bowl. That's one thing that's kind of holding him back. But
then after that Super Bowl loss, he fell off a cliff.
62,792 yards, 381 touchdowns, 183 interceptions.
That's a really good touchdown to interception ratio.
Pick overall, the 2008 third pick overall in the first round. I mean his completion percentage was 65.6% over his career. He took 488 sacks. Wow. Almost his whole career at Atlanta, minus last year in Indianapolis, which was a kind of a really bad year for it. It was actually, completion percentage was 67% completion percentage that year, 14 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. The guy always had high interceptions. My God. His best year for interceptions, he had 2 years. They had only had 7 interceptions. Every other year was almost double digits. Of his entire career, every year was double-digit interceptions, except for 3. 2010, 2016, and 2018 was only non-double-digit INT years.
And those, coincidentally, 2010 and 2016 was the years that he went to the Super Bowl and when he lost to the Packers in the playoffs on their Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, look at, having 7 interceptions is not a lot in a season.
No, that's good. Those were
most
good.
Guys, most guys go over 10. I would say the majority of guys go over 10, at least 10, right? So that's really good. And even if he did have double digits the rest of the years, I don't know. I think his numbers should qualify him. If Phillip Rivers gets in, then Matty Ice should get in too.
Matty Ice's best year for interceptions now matches Caleb Williams' career for interceptions. Now, granted, we're only in year 2.
We're going to say. Let's put the brakes a little bit.
There's some context there.
But in year 2, and we're now, you've had 17 games last year, and he's had 5 this year, right? So, over 22 games, 7 interceptions, a lot better than Matty Ice. And I just bring up Caleb because I know they're one of the best, but there are some other young quarterbacks that are kind of in that same group. These young quarterbacks are throwing less interceptions, the really good ones, right? So That
But they're
number,
also not throwing 5,000 yards like Matty Ice was, like
true.
4,000,
Yeah,
4,800.
Caleb's on track for 4,000 this year, but like you look at some of these young guys who are keeping interceptions out and getting the yards, it's going to make it harder for guys like Matty Ice. But then again, the game has changed, but the writers don't necessarily reflect that in their voting. It's going to be interesting as we see this go, but those are, like we were talking about, some guys that deserve to be in the Hall that aren't. Like Peanut Tillman's not in the Hall. How's that possible?
Here's one for you. Look at Josh Allen right now, right? Like every one of us thinks Josh Allen's going to the Hall of Fame, right? Like if he continues on this path, like he's probably a Hall of Famer, but hasn't won a Super Bowl, hasn't been able to slay Kansas City, and look at his interception numbers. He's actually like he throws a lot of picks, man.
For his career, let me try to. I want his career numbers, not just this year. What the hell? Come on, ESPN. You're jacking
Luka,
it.
I am 100% with you. I think the Chargers should have been an absolute powerhouse with some of the teams that they had.
With LT and Rivers, like, and Antonio Gates. Dude, that team was they'd win 15
And then
games
that Sean Merriman on the other side.
They'd win 15 games and then lose in the playoffs. Like
for his career right now, Josh Allen's 206 touchdowns, 88 interceptions. But like last year, he had 6. This year, he has 4. His completion percentage for the career, 63.5%. This year, is 68.5%. Last year, he was 63.6%. He has 27,831 passing yards, and so that's from 18 to 25. 7th overall pick in 18. So yeah, he's on track. He's got an MVP already, so that's going to help him too. He's on track.
But 88 interceptions in 8 seasons.
Yeah,
that's over 10 picks a season.
Oh yeah. The last 2 years is his best. I mean, look at his rookie year, 12 interceptions. He goes 12, 9, 10, 15, 14, 18. And 23, 18 interceptions, but he still threw for 66.5% completion percentage. He threw for 4,200 yards that year. He also had that was also his biggest year in attempts, second biggest year in attempts, 578, 18 interceptions. But like last year, 6. This year, 4. So you know.
But the point that I was trying to make real quick is that. So let's say Josh Allen continues on this trajectory, but he never wins the Super Bowl. What separates him from Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Popularity.
Yeah, popularity. That's it. Like, but as far as the numbers of what you put up, as far as what you were able to accomplish in your career.
But it goes back to this. Troy Aikman's in the Hall of Fame simply because he has 3 rings, because his career numbers don't support it at all.
Exactly.
He's the worst quarterback in the Hall of Fame's history.
Terry Bradshaw was pretty bad too, man. He has 4 rings, but if you look, I think he finished his career with more interceptions than touchdowns, and he's still in the Hall of Fame.
Is he? I don't know. Let me see.
It's close. Like I'm pretty sure it's more interceptions than touchdowns, but if it's not,
if that's it.
No. Oh, close. So Terry Bradshaw, 27,989 passing yards, 212 touchdowns, 210 interceptions.
Thank you. 27,000 passing yards, 212 touchdowns, 210 picks. But you're telling me Matt Ryan with 60,000 passing yards, 380 touchdowns, and only 180 picks does not belong? Come on, dude.
And on that note, talking about the worst 2 quarterbacks that are in the Hall of Fame, we have to bid you adieu for the day. Don't forget to be back here tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight. It should be a good one to start. I think we all agree the Steelers should win this game. But once again, guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone.